Good evening. Welcome to day 16 of Single on Purpose 90 Days of Reflection. It's not actually day 16. We're on day 16, but I've missed a couple of days. I'm just going to put that out there. There's some rough going. A couple of the end of the week was rough, and I missed our days. So apologies, but this is day 16 that we are sharing today. And the title is Love Starts with You. Love starts with you. Today's excerpt is for anyone who struggles to love others well because they haven't yet learned to love themselves. Before I read that, I'll share this with you. I'm in a group on Facebook that is for single Christians. And it's not a dating group, but people do meet on there. I think there's hundreds, if not thousands, of members. It's called the Grown Ups Table for anyone who might be interested in joining that. There's people of all, different races, ethnicities, ages, and all that. So, but one of the rules of the group is that you have to ask a question. You can't just post random things. It has to be kind of related to the topic of singleness and marriage and dating and those types of things. But you have to ask a question. There has to be engagement. And they're pretty serious about this criteria. And so today someone asked the question to women. So let's start with the problem there. To women, can you live your life to the fullest without a man? And I'm not going to share my whole answer, but I think the problem, and I did say this, the problem with the question is that, first of all, it's directed toward women, as if what is my mission to disrupt the lie that our value and our happiness are tied to our marital status. That is a lie. It's a lie. And so I had a problem with the question from jump. And I said, well, first of all, why weren't men included in that? Someone else said the same thing. But the second thing is that if we believe in God and we love him, and we believe that we cannot live our life to the fullest without a man, then is he a God worthy of love if he doesn't give us the thing that allows us to live our life to the fullest? Is he a God of love if we can't live our life to the fullest without being married, but then he doesn't give us a partner? And not just at any point in our life, but just at the beginning of our life as an adult, when we are of age to marry, God should give us a man. God should give us a woman, a man, a woman. If you cannot live your life out to the fullest without this, if it's a necessity, then God should give it to you. And the book addresses this topic. That's how we're going to talk about today. But the book addresses this topic because we have to start seeing it in its proper perspective and context. But the reason I bring it up is because so many people have that mindset that they don't actually deal with the things that are necessities. Loving God and loving yourself so that you can love anyone else. So here, and I quote from the book, Jesus never spoke casually or without reason. He knew the first commandment had to be obeyed before the second one could, which love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, mind, and soul. But you cannot love your neighbor if you do not love yourself. Yes, you read that correctly. Cannot. Even if you want to, you can't. Jesus himself is letting you know you will only love your neighbor truly as much as you love yourself. That is a controversial statement because most people consider themselves loving. However, I see in myself and others that when you don't fully recognize your value in God's eyes and genuinely love yourself, it shows up in your so-called loving relationships. Your lack of self-love will cap your ability to love others genuinely. Writing this book has made me realize how little biblical love exists in the world and the church. There are many things masquerading as love, but when you pull back the curtain, you recognize it is me appreciating you for appreciating me. Most love we see today is at its core self-focused. That is why there are so many issues in marriages. And we continue. Very few single people create expectations for their marriage based on what they will give, do, or how they will serve their spouse. Let's be honest, almost no one does that. Marriage is about me. Another person will be there to love them, serve them, treat them this way or that way, and so on. Modern marriage is for most men and women, Christian and non-Christian, about what you are expecting to get, not what you are planning to give. Point blank, period. End quote. So how does this tie into even what I was saying about the post? That because marriage is about us, because we don't love ourselves, and so we're looking for someone to love us, we still would never actually live our life to the fullest. But when we do the things that God has called us to do, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength. Number one, salvation is all we need to live our life to the fullest. Number two, understand what God's purpose is for me. And it may be marriage, it may not be. Then God will give us what we need in order to fulfill that purpose. But if marriage is just about making me feel good, as we talk about here, you appreciate me appreciating you for appreciating me, then we can't live it to the fullest unless we think we have that, because we don't actually love ourselves. And you're never going to live life to the fullest if you don't love God and then yourself. And then you have the ability to love other people. But if you don't love yourself, it doesn't matter what your circumstances are. There are plenty of people who are married who aren't living their life to the fullest because they still don't love themselves. And so we have to get away from the idea that someone else is responsible for us living the life that God has for us, living to the fullest. The only other person that's responsible is Christ. He's the only one that can help you do that in and of himself. So your ability to love others is only as deep as your love for Christ, love for yourself in Christ. Without self-love rooted in God's truth, relationships, friendships, dating, or marriage become about taking instead of giving. And that's not living to the fullest. Real love begins with knowing your value in God's eyes, and it flows outward in service, sacrifice, and genuine care. That's our nugget for the day. I gave you a lot today, but what is the call to action? In the comments, what's one way you can show yourself love this week so you can love others better? Like, what can you do for yourself to show love to yourself this week? Put it in the comments. Give us some ideas. And for those who may not have any idea, what can we do to show love for ourselves? And pray and ask God to reveal the areas where you still need to reveal his love, and ask him to help you live your life to the fullest or recognize that you can, regardless of whether marriage is in his plan for you or not. All right. Thank you for being with me. DM me the word reflections for updates on the release of the book, Single on Purpose, Embracing the Life You Have, Preparing for the Love You Want. Remember, you are not just single. You are single on purpose. God bless you.